Alright, in this video I'm going to discuss the gear and workout clothes and some other stuff that I had to get in order to be able to work out correctly. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, why the heck I'm going to sit here watching a video of some guy telling us what equipment and what clothes to wear for working out, when I've been working out and I have the right equipment and I have the right clothes, and you're correct. But for us guys that are older and short on cash, we have to spend our money wisely, and these little extras that you have to get to be able to do your workout right, because this is a very expensive sport. I think it's going to help you guys, even you younger guys that are short on cash. I went ahead and researched a lot on most of these different items, and in my mind I came out with the best that money can buy without spending a lot of money. So what we're going to start out with here is when I first started working out, my right hand is I have arthritis in my right hand, and it's not genetic, it's job related. Just repetitive movement in my hand from shifting the gear shift in the truck all those years, and my cartilage and the cushion that's in between the knuckles is gone in these two, but it's traveled across all the fingers here. So when I first started working out, I couldn't even hold on to the bar. 75-pound deadlift I was doing in the beginning, and I couldn't even hold the bar with my hand. So I had to go ahead and get some straps or some hooks to help me at least be able to build up my strength in the deadlift without having to worry about my grip strength let me not be able to handle the weight. But back in the 80s, this is the newest and the greatest. These are hooks. As you see, there's no padding whatsoever in here. This actually dug right into your wrist when you tighten it down. And what was really weird about this thing, you got the set, but they both fit on the right hand. They didn't have a left and a right. They only had two. And at that time, I called them, because we didn't have email at the time. I called them, and they said that's the way they are. You just have to work it out on your other hand. So that's what I did for the years that I used these. So these is what we used back, in the day. So then, when I was using those for a while, and they're really digging into my my wrists. So I had to find something better, and I had these laying around from way back when, and you just wrap it around your wrist, and you put it on your wrist, and then you wrap it around the bar. So I used these for a while, but yet these two were digging into my wrist over here. So I went on the internet and tried to see if there was someone out there making and selling a hook type wrist straps, and I came up with these. And I was using this for a while. And you see here, you got the hooks here. And that's what I was using for the deadlift. Hook it against the bar, and wrap my hand around it. And then after a while, I just started forgetting about the hook. Now the hook can be taken out of here. So then you can just have this strap and the wrist. It's all nice and padded. So I used those. I must have had these. I must have these for 2.5 years already. I've been using these up until about I don't know, a month and a half ago. And the only problem with this was that your strap was not angled, it's straight. So every time you grab the bar, wrap around the bar, the strap took really a long time to get set up your lift. So it was, I had to find something better because it was just taking me too long for setup. By the time I set up to do the lift, you know, I'm already out of breath and everything from bending over, and my head, you know, down practically below my, you know, my knees trying to set this up. So I decided to go again on the internet and try to see if somebody sells something that was a little better than this, and I came up with these Versa grips. And there's no need to wrap the wrap around the bar, a strap around the bar. It's just a piece of some kind of a rubbery substance, and it's nice and padded, and you wrap it around your wrist like so, and then you just grab the bar and lift. So you set yourself up, get down, grab the bar, lift. So there was no, you know, this was perfect. Saved a lot of time, you setting up the lift, and also helped, you know, with the grip. Now my grip from, you know, the first days I started working out, like I said, I started at 75 pounds. I couldn't even hold on to the bar. Now I'm doing 210 pounds with nothing, with no straps or anything like that. So my grip is getting better, and also my hand is a lot better. Before I couldn't move get my fingers to straighten out, and now I can straighten out my fingers. I have no pain in my knuckles. So building up my strength in just not even thinking about it, and my hand is in good condition now. So I'm working now on my grips, just handle more weight on my deadlift. So I really like these Versa grips. So next, I went on my bench press. They have the wrist straps to help you do your bench press. And one thing about the wrist straps for your bench press is that they take a while to get used to. Now, if you listen to people that are lifting for years and years, they say, don't bother with these on lightweight, wait till you get into the heavyweight. Well, let me tell you something. Don't worry about heavyweight. Don't worry about lightweight. Start using these right away. They take a while to get used to. And you don't want to start getting used to them when you're ready, you know, a month or whatever out of from a meet, and then you're not used to these. It takes a while to get used to these things. So the best thing to do is just, you know, who cares what weight you're using for the bench? Just use them. They're not going to hurt anything. But one word of caution is when you're done with your lift, take them off. Don't leave them on, because they're going to cut your circulation, your blood flow to your wrists and hands. So as soon as you're done with your lift, take them off. You know, rest your amount of time before your next lift. Put it back on, and then do it again. Take them off. Don't leave them on while you're waiting to go to your next set. The only thing about these two is that if you take it and put it on, It's okay for your like left hand, and then when you take the other one, you have to go in the opposite direction to tighten it. It'd be nice if you have a left and a right one. So guys, we'll make these, make a right, make a left for each hand, because when you wrap it on one hand, you get used to that on that one hand, and then on the other hand, you gotta have to wrap it on the opposite direction. It's not the same as the other hand. Each hand is different the way it's wrapped. You should have a left, you should have a right. Right hand, left hand. Okay, guys? When you make these, I know by making them only one way, it's cheaper for manufacturing, but for us, it's not working. You need a left and a right-handed strap. Okay? Alright, so with that, shoes. Okay? Footwear. Back in the day, this was our weightlifting shoe. You see the heel? Yep, this was our weightlifting shoe. This is what we did and wore to do our weightlifting. And we wanted to do our squats. If you want to get a higher lift off of here, then you got yourself a little block. You put a little block underneath it, and then you lifted it, got yourself lifted higher. But yep, this was our oldie shoes in the day. So, when I first started working out 2 years ago, this is all I had. I had these shoes. These are my running shoes. I used to run a lot. And this is what I started wearing when I started working out. Okay, there's a problem with these. First of all, they're made for running. So when you run, your foot goes this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, this way. So when you're running, it's perfect. But when you're trying to work out with weights, and you need stability, and you need to have a foundation, your feet start rolling sideways, and your feet start going forward, because you see here, you see that roundness over here? When you're trying to stay a flat foot, you come forward and lose your balance. Same thing in the back. You see it's not flat, it's rounded here, so when you're doing some kind of like an overhead press or something, and you back up just a little bit, then you start rolling backwards and lose your balance. So in some exercises, this is great, but as far as your compound exercises, this is not a very great shoe to use. Okay? So, what did I do? I went out, did some more research on the internet, and I bought these. VS Ollie shoes. And they are great. They have a nice sole here. They're stable. They're flat. And they're not expensive. You can pay up to almost $300 for a pair of these things. And these went for $85 at the time. I think I've had these for like 2.5 years now, so every year they go up like $5, $10. But at the time they were $85. Great shoe. The only thing that I found on the internet that they said was wrong with it was that the uppers fall apart easy. But guess what? I don't use these for anything else but doing squats. That's all I use them for. And that's probably why people are having problems. They're using them for everything else. All the other exercises they do. I just use them for squats. That's it. So if you're looking for a good shoe, V&S is the brand. Nice insole. Everything. It's just a nice shoe. Okay? So then, when I was deadlifting, I started with a shoe again. Okay? And like I said, you lose your balance, the shoes roll, your feet are rolling, so I decided to just use stocking feet to do my deadlifts. And I liked it. I liked the hardness of the floor. I didn't have nothing that I had to worry about, cushioning or anything. And so what I needed to do is get something that I could use as a shoe, but not have any kind of a thick cushion where you could feel, the sponginess is when you lift the weight off the floor. You can feel your foot squeezing into like a sponge. So what I went ahead and got was these deadlift slippers, and they work okay, and they're not very expensive. But what happened was, 2 days after I got it, the sole separated from the sock, so they made it very difficult to deadlift, because the sole, the sock part where your foot is in, would start sliding as you're lifting. It starts sliding. So I said, well, I'm not going to be spending every other month to buy a pair of these. So I went out there and tried to find myself something that I could deadlift with, and still have, close to the floor, because that's what you want to do when you deadlift. You want to get as close to the floor as you can, so when you lift, the range of motion is shorter. So I wanted to get something that could still keep me closer to the floor. So I'm used to working with stocking feet. This only brought me up maybe a 1/16 of an inch, so I'm still close to the floor. So I was looking again, internet, and the guys out there are using these here Converse, and so I bought a pair of these. Not very expensive, and Chucks, and not very expensive, and but here's the thing: the sole is not that thick, but it's thick enough where when you're actually lifting, you can feel your feet squeezing into the sole of the shoe. And I didn't like the way they felt. I liked barefoot, or the deadlift slippers. And these here, every time I lifted it, I could feel my feet just, my heels squeezing into this. I didn't like it, so I just started using these to do different exercises, like overhead presses and stuff like that. They work fine. But as far as the deadlift, I didn't like them. Now other people, it's used to deadlifting, which I'm not experienced in deadlifts, but these I didn't like the feeling, because I started out barefoot, so it's kind of hard to have a sole under your foot when you're used to deadlifting barefooted. So I was just on the internet one day, and I'm on Mark Bell's website, and Mark Bell and Friends, and I saw that he and his friends with Reebok developed a powerlifting shoe, and it's actually called Reebok CrossFit, and these are them right here. Now they can go into the hundreds, 150, 180 bucks a piece. I got these on sale from Reeboks themselves for $54. I love them. They got a nice flat sole. You see this here, you think it's thick, but it's not. And it's hard, and it's flat. And if you look here, you can see there's these little suction cups out here, and these will be good for people that do sumo. I do conventional, but these shoes are also good for sumo. This is the best shoe that I could see that was out there, that especially in my price range, not very expensive, straight from Reebok, and they fit great, they feel great. I love them, and I've been using them now for about a month and a half, and I like the cool color too, really nice. So that's it with the shoes. So if you're going to work out and do these, you know, the powerlifting, having a pair for deadlift, have a pair for squats, then have a pair for doing other exercises, is probably your best bet. And well worth the money spent. And they're not very expensive. If you look, they have a lot of sales going on. So try it out. You'll like it. So after I got started working out with doing the bench presses and using the my bar, I went ahead and I was using the spring-loaded collar, so that holds the weights on your bar, and it was bothering my hand. The squeezing of the, you know, when you have arthritis, it's kind of really hard to squeeze all the time. You squeeze once, maybe twice a second, but if you're keep on taking this spring clamp off of your bar, you know, 10, 15 times, you know, every time you work out, it really starts wearing your hand out. So I went ahead and got the lockjaw, and it's the best thing I ever got. Don't have to worry about anything about your grip, you know, because all you have to do is push this lever once you get it on your bar, and you lock it, and then you unlock it, and so there's no squeezing that you have to do with the you know, with the squeezing clamp. And they're easy. They're not that expensive, and I think there's a few places that sell a different brand, almost the same setup, but you know, a different brand, about the same price. So this is worth the money. If you have any kind of arthritis in your hands, this will save your hands from using that grip. Locking spring-loaded for your bar. So that's another good investment. So now you want to. Here's another good investment. When you're working out, there are times that you're not going to be able to lift the weight that you put on your bar. So let's say you have you're doing a squat of 180 pounds, and your next and you did the right amount of reps for that exercise. And the next day to work out, you have to raise the weight 5 pounds on the bar, and you get up there and you're going to do your squat, and you can't do it. So what do you do? So you go back to, you know, 180 pounds, and then you do your squats. But you didn't progress. You didn't you didn't do a PR. You didn't progress. You're actually going down. And sure enough, you might you know, do your routine today, and then you know, on your next day to work out and do squats, you might, you know, be able to do the you know, the 5 pounds more. But with these incremental weight plates, you get a set. It goes from a 1/4 pound, you get 4 of them, or 8 of them actually, to 1 pound. So okay, so you did 180 pounds, your next workout 185 pounds, you couldn't do it. So instead of going down the whole 5 pounds back to 180 pounds, you take your 1/4 pound. So you put a 1/4 pound on one side, you put a 1/4 pound on the other side, and you got a 1/2 pound. So what did you do here? You did a PR of 180 and a half pounds for that lift. Or you could even take your 1/2 pound, your 1/2 pound weight here, put a 1/2 pound on one side, 1/2 pound on the other side. You did a PR of 1 pound over your working set weight. So this is a good investment also, because this even helps mentally as far as increasing the weight. You know, you want to increase the weight, you want to increase your volume, and you know, there's times you can't do it. But with these here, a half a pound. Your body doesn't know you're only putting a half a pound on there. Your body knew that you put 5 pounds on there because you couldn't do the set. But your body's not going to know that you went down and only put a half a pound on there over what you did the last time. And you're still going to be able to do your set the way you wanted to. And who knows, the next time you work out, your next set, you might be able to do your 5 pound set over what you did. So this is another thing that's a good investment. Not very much. I think it's like $60 for 8. 2 1/4 pound, 2 half pounds, 2 3/4 pounds, and 1 pound, 2 1 pounds. So keep that in mind. Now for you guys that are working out at a gym, you know, you have all this equipment, okay? But sometimes you work out at a gym, they don't have the collar. They don't have these. So you can carry these and your collar and your grips in your duffel bag. If you have a home gym, well then, you know, you're always going to have this on hand. You're going to have it close to where you're working out. So both ways, this is a good investment. So keep that in mind. This really helps. And when I get into my training, I'll probably even show you that sometimes I will have to only go up a half a pound or a 1/4 pound in my weight increments. So another thing, you're going to be working out at home. I showed you these before. There's these tubes that you can set up in your home gym. If you don't have the machines or exercises or to do the exercises with, you can always use these. They're very hard to really tell what weight you're actually using. It says 20 pounds, but when is it 20 pounds? All the way stretched out completely or halfway stretched out? But you're still getting the tension on there, and it's all your muscle needs. Your muscle just needs to have time under tension to do its thing, to grow. So these are very good to have. You know, at the gym it's a different story. They might have these, they might just have bands. You know, I don't know, but if you have a home gym or you're starting a home gym, this is a good thing to have. Plus, if you want to get bands, that's a good thing to have also in your gym. So, I think that's it, guys. I wanted to you know, give you this little hint here on how to save some money and get the right equipment for your lift. And like I said, if you use these shoes, if you buy these shoes and you use them only for that lift that you're going to use, you know, the bottom for, they're going to last forever. But if you're going to take the shoes and you're going to do seated rows, you're going to put your shoes up, you're going to be bending them, and when you start bending them, that's when you start losing the effect of the shoe, because they're supposed to be flat. So if you're going up and down stairs, or if you're using them to brace yourself with, the purpose, your feet bend, and they're going to bend the shoe. But as long as you keep the shoe in the positions they're supposed to be in, they're going to last for a long, long time. And the money spent, you know, you won't have to be going out to spend it again. And in the buying these deadlift slippers, you know, they may be a good idea, but I think they're just a waste of money. Also, what's a waste of money is buying these deadlift socks. Okay, you can buy socks anywhere to go up, you know, up to your knee and protect your shins. Just go out and buy some tube socks, or buy some socks that you know, they can go all the way up to your knee. You know, pretty well thick material, you know, in the sock, and it's not going to completely save and protect your shins, but it's going to be better than having nothing at all. And these other ones that claim that they protect you, they got these little little fabric that's sewn into the top of the sock in front of your shin, forget it. They don't protect nothing. You need something there that's thicker than that, and that can actually take the weight, or not the weight, but the bar sliding across it, that won't actually go through and into your shin. So don't waste your money on these deadlift socks. And also, I got tube socks. I just cut the bottoms off of the tube socks, and I got it over, and I put them over my knee to keep my knees warm. They're not knee sleeves, but they keep my knees warm. And that's what you need. You need to keep your knees warm when you're working out. Keep the blood flow in there. That'll keep your knees from getting injured. I will get knee sleeves eventually. But right now they're too costly for me to go in there and buying them. And also a belt too. It's expensive too for me to be buying right now. I will definitely get a belt eventually, but I'm not really handling that kind of weight right now that a belt and knee sleeves, I really don't need them. So there's another thing that you will have to buy eventually if you're gonna start really getting into deadlifting. So I guess that's about it, and we're going to see you on the next video.